Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. We've got a TruBall Stinger. This is my Stinger XT, which is also, by the way, longer by about an inch. I picked this guy up from the Hawk Shop, well, Hawk Exchange in North Bay, yesterday for literally $15. And it was literally never been used. I mean, if anything, somebody put it on their wrist and took it off, and then they needed money and pawned off their bow with all their gear, and well, their bow is probably out on the rack right now, but the release was sold separately, and I ain't gonna complain for 15 bucks. I'm like, take my money, please. I'm begging you, take it now before I not change my mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna change my mind. Come on, you tell me. This is a $90 release in Canada, okay? Now, it's got a different kind of a trigger system, okay, compared to our XT. So you can see them side by side. They are not in the same universe together. Even the heads are different, the whole 9 yards. And they are definitely a length difference of about 1 inch. So this makes things a little creepy, we'll say. All right, so we're gonna put 5 arrows through the hammer bow with the XT. This gives us a bit of a comparison too against the Stinger. Man, this is the Stinger XT. So we're at 10 yards with the hammer bow, and I've back dialed my Spot Hogg to go to 10 and 15 yards. I don't think it likes to do that, but I'm not giving it an option because sometimes I just like to shoot closer, right? Less problems with wind too. So, but anyway, let's rifle these out, see what we can pull off. That one went a little left. You do actually, by the way, have to really make sure that your sight bubble is like perfectly level. It's so bloody picky. And so is the Spot Hogg. That one went good. All right, I want to reshoot that one that went left because that was operator error. That's gonna have to do. We do have some wind too, but that doesn't always help. But I'm also not concentrating fully. All right, what do we got here? This one went a little high. This one's a little bit high, not bad. Still fairly tight group. More than reasonable enough to kill a deer. I just need more time practicing too. And besides, I've also been rifling a lot of arrows through the bow today because I've been trying to do this video. And it's like, oh, it was windy, and then it started to piss out here a little bit with rain and all that jazz. And it's like, man, I just can't deal with this, you know. Anyway, so let's switch releases now and see what happens. So let me put these back in my quiver. I'm doing all this in real time for you guys. There's no fast forwarding of stuff. You know, I want this in real time. Okay. So now I'll put on the new release that we want to see. This would be good knowledge to know too, like, does changing to a different release make a difference? Okay, so as you can see, this is the XT. This is the new Stinger. Gonna hang that up. Let's rifle out some arrows. I call it this, whatever. Okay. That was a good shot. That one went a little high on me. See, I get a little impatient and then I kind of panic a little, I guess. I think we all do that. Well, that was bloody well me. But it's also a different release. So we got to get used to it. Damn, boy, that was spot on. Always make sure your tips are tight too, because that'll whack your accuracy right out the window. Ooh, baby. Okay, let's pull out the ones that went wonky only. I think I may have finally found my comfort zone with this release. It's only been about 400 shots since yesterday. Ah, that was me. Ah, darn it. I pulled it. I'll take it. I may have pulled that shot, but I'll take it. All right. It went a little left on me when I pulled, but I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good. So we got one here. Let me get this really close. Not sure how close I can get this, but all right, so this is in the orange. It's not where we want it, but it's still a kill shot. They all are. But look at that grouping. They're like crossing each other. And we definitely got two in the dead bullseye. That's good. We even folded over the sticker. So we got two dead bullseyes out of that one. Yeah. And that's just alongside. That is completely acceptable in my books. Okay. So this will be instant for you. We're gonna go chat at the table. All right, let's talk about this release. Thing is flipping cool. I like the shortness of it because I get more control over my trigger, and I like the longer part of it. I also like the back sweep on it. Really nice. Okay, it is adjustable. You've got the little slit in here. Put a 1/16 Allen key in there. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, more or less sensitivity. That's pretty much the way these things go. So, but you only have so much adjustability, and that's going to be your trigger sensitivity and how loose or how tight you have the wristband. That's going to end up being something that you're going to have to go for the feel, how it feels type of thing. Like even on my Stinger XT here, I mean, I've had this thing for a while, obviously, and I've put thousands of rounds through this sucker, and I still haven't touched the adjustment screw, you know. But when I put this thing on, you know, I got a different feeling, and I still got one hole left here. But then I've also got all this extra distance here that I got to be careful of, because otherwise I might not have enough on my finger. So I got to make sure to creep it inwards a bit, and then I'm on top of it. So it's different, but once you finally figure it out, where it is all the time and where you need it to be all the time, I think any release is going to work for you. But well, almost any release. Like, you don't shoot a junior release if you're a full-grown adult and you need a bigger release. Well, then you obviously don't buy a junior, right? So that's kind of a common sense kind of thing. This one, I got 2 holes left, and the band feels a little tighter, okay? But this is also shorter too, which makes a difference of, you know, having your finger right here. And I can just pull back and just leave this finger back here and just pull back, and it's not a big deal. So, and then I get lots of trigger space up front no matter what happens, and my shoulder feels a little bit better as well. Because I find with that one, one difference I do find is, you know how you get, it's not like a pop or anything in the arm, but it just, you gotta to get it to unlock, you know, kind of thing. That doesn't happen with this one, where it does with that one. So I'm constantly doing a recorrect of my shoulder with that one, but once you get used to it, it's fine. And you know, and when you are, you can get exceedingly good groupings. Like you guys have been watching me over the last several months shooting these bows, and I've been using just this release other than a few tests with a TrueFire. And so you know I'm a darn good shot. And so if something is off, it's going to be me that's off, either at the bow side or at the release end. There's something that's going to be off if things are going too wild on me. And so anyways, I want to tell you a bit of a story, and I know it's going to be a little bit, but I want to explain this. This morning I was out trying to do this video, and the only thing I've changed about this bow since yesterday was I put 2 monkey tails on. Well, Andy did it for me at the archery place, because I tried to put them on. It's like, I'm trying, man. He's like, oh, you got a reef on them. And it's like, okay, well, you do it then. Okay. So anyways, he put a couple monkey tails on for me, and I asked him to actually order me in some green ones to match the green on my rest. And it's just a thing I have. I mean, eventually when I get a new string, it'll be fluorescent green too. But he also changed my band for me because my band was already too short, but it was working and it was starting to stretch out, right? But then it broke on me while he was in Africa shooting funny animals. And anyways, so I had lost about 1/4 of an inch. And it's like, well, peel that out, pop it back in. I've been shooting, it's been okay, you know, because it's already got a lot of stretch to it, but it's still not feeling right. And I still don't, I also don't want it to break on me during hunting either, right? So, because rubber can get stiff when it gets cold, and I have no idea what October is going to be like, or, well, I'm going to be out there until I hopefully can get a buck. But anyways, so this is longer, and it actually has a couple of times gotten inside my quiver without me noticing it, and that threw some shots like so far wicked right, like I'm dead on bullseye, I'm aiming perfect, and it went poof, and a couple shots hit the corner of my target, and I'm like, whoa, that's cutting her close to the edge now. That's genius. No, that's called something went wrong. And I thought my cams were falling out of time. It wasn't. When you got a quiver mounted to a bow and you got one of these elastic band peep sights, you gotta be really careful, because they can even just latch themselves in there accidentally and you don't even know it. And then I had one arrow that went so far right, but it was dead level. Went so far right, it slammed into my backboard, my backstop, which is 10 feet back. And that thing is 5/8 chipboard, right? It's pretty thick stuff. And I put a lot of arrows into that thing. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so yeah, I took the bow in today and he's checked out my cams. Not, your timing's fine. These aren't going to screw with your accuracy. This is not going to do anything. But of course, neither one of us had thought about, oh, maybe it popped inside the quiver, because that would mess with your accuracy, right? And it definitely does, because it shifts the string at the same time, so it's actually twisting everything this way at full draw, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, that could explain why it went, oh, that way. So be careful if you have a rubber band, just future reference for you, okay? So I got to be more mindful of that now. However, as far as the release goes, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 and highly recommend it if you're looking for something this short and this style. Now, I have seen other true ball releases where it's the longer shaft like this and still having this headpiece, so you can get different lengths. But I like this. I like this length. This is very workable. It gives me better control. My shoulder's not popping anymore. So that really helps, and it really helps me to pitch my bow properly a lot more. Gives me more overall control, right? And that's the thing. We got to find the right release that works for us, you know, 100% of the time, not a release that works for us 35 or 50 or 70% of the time. We need just the right fit for us, same as our draw lengths. And my draw length is 28 on this. My wingspan thing popped me into a 28, but today we pulled back 28.5, and I'm still perfect at 28.5, which is good because it's a bow that I'm looking at picking up, and it can only go as low as 28.5, this one. And I'm like, can we pull test this? Because I'm not sure if I can do 28.5 properly. I mean, I can do 28, you know. And he said, yeah, sure. So he set it up, dialed her down, pulled her back, and I said, well, how's everything looking to you? He says, absolutely great, you know, because my arm's in the right position, which it would be for this too, because a half an inch really doesn't mean much. And besides, when you do the wingspan test, he says, that's only to get you started, okay? That's not a set and rule thing that, oh, you're this. No, you get started there, and then you find that zone from that spot. And so we found I can do 28.5 and 28, no hassle whatsoever. We still can't figure out why I'm 27 right-handed, other than, I don't know, maybe something funny about me. It's just the thing. But I do 27 right-handed quite comfortably. So, but anyway, so that's the release, that's the story. Best 15 bucks I ever spent, but I'm not counting my star rating because I paid 15 bucks for a $90 release. I'm counting it because it's a really good release, it's a quality release. It works, you know, and it works a lot more consistently for nicer shots, more consistent than what I get out of this. So I figure, hey, you know what? This is the new release for this bow. I'll move this one to my Stinger, which is nothing but a shooting bow for fun now. It's also an emergency backup hunting bow, but it's only for emergency. You know, in case something happens to this, like it has to get restrung or whatever happens, right? So at least I still have a bow in the meantime for hunting if something does go wrong. But either way, both releases are fantastic. Either one is great. You just got to figure out if you want a longer shaft or a shorter shaft. You got to figure out if you want this kind of a trigger or this kind of a trigger. This one, just keep in mind, it's a little bit more hairier on the release. Like, it's a lot lighter than this one is. Okay, I do find that difference. Like, you can feel the tension difference. This is like twice as light as this one. So this is pretty good. I like it. Anyways, that's all I got for you on this video. We need to cut into some other videos, and I got to go do some more shooting while I'm at it as well. So thank you so much for watching, taking the time with me for this, and also having the patience for a couple of reshots, just because, well, it was me. So we got to make sure that we eliminate all possibilities and, you know, give us our best scores possible with either side. And it was a nice comparison too between them, and it did help me more settle on which one I do prefer more. But that's me. But try one. I mean, what can it hurt, you know? So, but that's it. That's all I got. So, see ya.